Hello and welcome to GC360. I'm Joby Peoples.
And I'm Cole Rogers. Our top story: change is underway at West Campus.
GC360's Benedict Esposito takes us on location to find out what's gone and what's coming.
Semester, there was noticeable absence at both West Campus and near the dorms. The whole village clubhouse was closed. So was World of Wings below Sanford Hall. GC360 set out to find out both why and what is being opened up instead. GC360 got a look inside the new location at West Campus, set to open in the next few weeks.
We want to give the students what they asked for, and what they told us they want was more space for meetings, for group interactions, but on smaller groups. So they want to be able to get 5 or 10 people together and watch a game or play pool or do an improv comedy night, something like that.
With TVs, chairs, couches, and a quick stop for food, similar to the services offered at MSU. It's expected to open once the final contracts are secured with food vendors.
I probably won't stop there very much because I doubt it will have a lot of variety being a smaller store. I'll probably still go to Walmart or somewhere where I know I can get good deals.
I think it's not a bad idea. Again, just because I've seen usually most people aren't going to Sandel's necessarily get food, more just for a hangout spot. So they're kind of building on that by making the hangout spot and then making a more grab and go thing, which is honestly might be a good idea for the village.
There was another notable absence when students came back last month. World of Wings also closed. According to McClanahan, they are still gathering student feedback on what should go in its place.
We are hoping to use that space, but we want to get more information on what the students want and how they want to use that student space.
We asked her how students could give their input.
Oh, they can definitely come and just see me. Let me know what they're interested in, what kind of things they think would be successful. What are they missing out of their experience? We want to fill those gaps and make sure that we're meeting the students' needs and expectations.
For GC360 News, I'm Benedict Esposito.
Are you registered to vote? If not, would you register between drinks at a bar? On Monday night, SGA hosted a concert at Emilee in hopes to register more students to vote. At Saturn Valley, a jam band from Athens brought people in with their funky pop set. CGA members conversed with students and handed out forms. Politics and live music proved to be a surprisingly successful pair as students registered throughout the night. GC student and SGA member Jonathan Gwaltney promoted the event in hopes of making voter registration more attractive. He believes there are few things more powerful than your vote because it draws a clear line on where you stand as a citizen.
The Georgia College Student Government Association has a new lineup. SGA President Jawan Jackson swore in the new senators in a ceremony in Magnolia Ballroom. This event also came with the announcement that the first floor of the library would now be open to students 24 hours a day.
Georgia College's lack of racial diversity is a common complaint, and addressing it is a university priority. But there's one place just blocks from Georgia College's front campus where people can learn about racial diversity. GC360's busy reporter Benedict Esposito takes us there.
At the Sally Ellis Davis House is aiming to educate the public about the accomplishments of African American women. In partnership with Allied Arts, Black Women, Achievement Against the Odds is a 2-part exhibit on display at the Sally Ellis Davis House near the Georgia College campus in Milledgeville. Part 1, which was on display in September, focused on the arts. Singers such as Billie Holiday and Aretha Franklin were showcased. Molly Randolph is the curator of the Sally Ellis Davis House. She explains what both parts of the exhibit aim to achieve.
African American women are often overlooked in our society, and this exhibit really seeks to kind of highlight their great achievements in any field you can think of, from math to religion to dance to education, anything.
With diversity such a hot topic at Georgia College, it's important to understand how this exhibit can help bridge the gap. The director of the Sally Ellis Davis House sees it as a way to understand African American culture.
And looking at our liberal arts mission and the global perspective that we are emphasizing here on this campus, any insights and windows to multicultural understanding I think is an important adjunct.
The Sally Ellis Davis House has been made to look as it did when its namesake lived here. Sally Ellis Davis taught in Baldwin County for over 50 years and served for a time as principal of the Eddy School. She died in 1950. The exhibit's second part showcases African American women's achievements in sciences, math, and business. It opened on October 1st. The exhibit and house is open on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 to 1 and on the second Saturday of the month. For GC360, I'm Benedict Esposito.
Entertainment news is up after the break.
We'll hear from Caitlin and Mackie. And we'll see how well entertaining reporting for GC360 can be. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Over 13 million people are affected by famine, war, and drought in the Horn of Africa.
When you hear about suffering on this scale, you feel powerless.
Over 13 million people are affected by famine, war, and drought in the Horn of Africa.
When you hear about suffering on this scale, you feel powerless.
But there's hope, because saving lives doesn't take a lot.
It just takes a lot of us.
Text a donation of $10, but do more than donate. Forward the facts to everyone you know.
Forward from our site.
Forward on Facebook.
And forward on Twitter.
We are the relief.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all working with United Way for a million little reasons. The kids of our communities, to ensure their academic success all the way to graduation day. You see, it takes about 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a kid becoming one or the other could be a professional athlete, or it could be you. Studies show the earlier we get to kids, the better their chances. So become a United Way volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, and make a difference in the life of a child, for the life of that child.
Give. Advocate.
Volunteer. Live united. Join your favorite NFL players. Take the pledge. Go to unitedway.org.
Welcome back to GC360. We missed all you Bobcats last week while we were away.
A lot has happened since we've been gone. Milledgeville natives Mama June and Sugar Bear have announced their separation due to some unfaithful mishaps.
According to TMZ, Mama June kicked him out after finding his account on plentyoffish.com. Producers of the show, Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, are still unsure what happened now in regard to the show. I'm sorry.
I'm actually an avid viewer of Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, so I was actually pretty sad about that.
Wow.
But bringing it back to Georgia College, the Young Life community put on a 5K honoring Georgia College student Julia Tarter, who was killed in a car accident last year. 180 runners were at the race, along with Julia's family.
$8,000 were raised from the race, and those funds are going to support Young Life, a ministry that was near to Julia's heart.
On a different note, have you seen the new shopping center that went up next to Kroger?
Yeah, I heard they are going to put Shane's Rib Shack there, which will be nice. Yeah. And you know, I went to the same middle school with the Thompsons, who are the founders of Shane's.
Cool. Wow. There's your claim to fame.
Yeah, I know. We want to know what kind of famous people you know. Tweet us or Instagram a pic of you with your claim to fame at GC360.
Thousands of people packed into Piedmont Park last weekend to see bands like Eminem, Iggy, Zac Brown, Need to Breathe, and more perform. I was lucky enough to go and had a blast.
Yeah, it was awesome. My favorite was probably B.O.B.
I was unfortunately not able to see him, but one person I thought I would never be able to see in concert was Eminem, and he was incredible. He put on quite the show. Apparently it was his first time in 9 years performing in Atlanta, which was cool.
We want to see your pics and videos from that weekend. Post them on your Insta and be sure to tag GC360.
Deep Roots is coming up, and we are excited about this year's lineup.
Yeah, this year we have Little Hurricane, Randall Bramblett, The Norm, Family and Friends, Julia Overvold, and Familiar. And headlining, we have the Heartless Bastards.
It ought to be a good time. After 10 years, the festival stands as one of the best in the Southeast. Go Milledgeville! Now to the restaurant beat. It's a tough business, and to succeed anywhere, it takes something special. Joby takes us inside a new sandwich shop in town that the owner says has a special mission.
One of the most talked about new restaurants in Milledgeville is a locally owned sandwich shop called Stacked. Owner Bo Sibilski says Stacked is about healthy choices and using only fresh ingredients.
Well, I thought Stacked offered a lot of different choices in sandwiches, a little bit different than, Subway or Quiznos.
For Sibilski, creating healthy choices is very personal.
So to me, my dad died of cancer. I am a cancer survivor. So it's trying to do as much as we can. And what we want to do is we want to create a very fresh, high-quality sandwich, unlike you get at other sandwich shops around town.
Stacked is located on North Columbia Street and is not within walking distance of the Georgia College campus. And fresh ingredients means higher prices for sandwiches. So, the question is, will people in Milledgeville travel to pay a premium for fresher food?
The thing was that their food was kind of like lackluster, and it's really expensive. And I was like really excited about what I got, but then once I had it, it was just like very bland and stuff.
I really liked their food, but I'd have to say probably the atmosphere is could use some improvement, maybe some quicker service could help improve their business.
When GC360 visited the restaurant, we were the only customers, and it was lunch hour. Owner Sibilski acknowledges that Stacked needs more time to get established, but he says they're going forward with full force.
We have special promotions daily, plus we have free sandwiches. You buy 9 sandwiches, you get the 10th one for free.
He's hoping to avoid the fate of the restaurant that occupied the location right before him. Quiznos closed only after a short period of operation. Reporting for GC360, I'm Joby Peoples.
So, Joby, how was your experience at Stacked?
Actually really enjoyed Stacked. They do have some great sandwiches there. I do feel like that, you might be able to make them at home. They weren't anything that special to me. They talk about fresh ingredients, everything like that, which was nice. But Bo Sibilski, the owner, also said that they get all their supplies from Sodexo. So unfortunately, it's not like the stuff from the farmer's market that you would expect, kind of what they're going for. The atmosphere kind of left a little bit to be desired. It looks like Quiznos just took their stuff and left. So if they kind of improved like the atmosphere scene and really just kind of figured out their focus of their shop, I feel like that would be it would really help them improve.
Interesting.
A little piece of William Shakespeare is coming to Russell Auditorium, but with a twist. Theater department students have been eagerly preparing for this semester's first main stage production, Much Ado About Nothing. As part of an anniversary-themed theatrical season, the show is being put on in honor of Shakespeare's 450th birthday and the 120th anniversary of Georgia College.
Originally a Shakespeare script, the play is being reset in the 60s and is quite the comedy mixed with a little romance and drama. In true Shakespeare form, the cast is excited and ready to bring the magic October 1st through the 4th, which means opening night is tonight. It so happens we have a cast member with us today, Drew Allen, who plays Claudio in the play. Come on in.
Hi guys, happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. So, tell us a little bit about the show.
So the play takes place in 1968. We have soldiers coming home from Vietnam, which was a very rough time for them. I play one of the soldiers coming home from Vietnam. And we come home to a family who's very excited to have us, but within this family we have a lot of pro-feminist, pro-civil rights folks who aren't exactly too happy to have us. So there's drama there. And my character, Claudio, comes home and falls in love with the daughter of the senator who lives in this house, and her name is Hero. And there's a lot of negative and evil, deceitful things that go on behind the scenes that really drive a wedge between myself and Hero, and that's one of the main drama points of the show. But then we also have the two main characters of the show, Beatrice and Benedict, who at the start of the show you think they're just like they're bears trying to kill each other, but they're actually deeply in love with each other, and myself and other characters seek to help them find that love.
Interesting. Well, Drew, will you tell us a little bit about your role in particular?
I play the character of Claudio, and Claudio historically is a very interesting character because he can be played in a multitude of different ways, and it makes total sense with the script. He can be played very evil, he can be played incredibly sensitive, he can be played dumb, and I chose to kind of make him a sensitive soldier coming home from war. He's very young, he's very naive, his emotions are in constant flux. He comes straight home from war, a very rough and emotional time for him. Fall was immediately in love with Hero and gets washed up in those emotions. Has a lot of things happen behind the scenes that affect him directly, that he gets caught up in himself that he gets caught up in, and he makes some choices that aren't great. But you'd have to come see the show. I don't want to ruin it too much before.
Okay.
Well, interesting. Thanks.
I think we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely, happy to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. That's it for your weekly entertainment buzz.
Our own Josh Watkins will be here right after the break with all things sports.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool. Not cool. Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Come on, man.
We have a lot to get to on this edition of GC360 Sports, including stats and scores from your favorite teams in the Milledgeville area. And later on, a look inside the Georgia College Frisbee team. I'll begin by talking about Georgia College sports. The GC women's soccer team lost 4-0 in a tough matchup against the number 19th ranked team in the country, the University of North Georgia. However, the Bobcats did not allow a goal in the first half, an achievement that only one other team has done against the Nighthawks in their 8 games this season. The Bobcats are on the road Wednesday to take on the number 6 Columbus State University Cougars in the battle for the Pickle Barrel. In other Georgia College sports news, the GC women's volleyball team won 3-1 in a Peach Belt Conference matchup last night against the Columbus State Cougars. This marks the team's first conference win this season, and they did it in front of their home crowd in the Centennial Center. Maggie Roper led the offense with a personal best 20 kills in 4 sets, with a hitting percentage of .283. Ella Anastasiadis led the team with 31 digs, which ties the school record. The Bobcats moved to 6-7 on the season and 1-5 in the Peach Belt Conference. The GMC Bulldogs traveled to Glen Ellen, Illinois this past weekend to take on the College of DuPage. They easily routed the Chaparrals 52-6 in a game that was only 14-6 at the half. This marks the 3rd straight game that the Bulldogs have scored 50 or more points. The Bulldogs move on to 3-2 on the season and are now ranked number 16 in the country in their division. The team is headed to New York this weekend to take on the number 7 ranked Nassau Community College. A new segment I'm introducing here on GC360 is the Stellar Standout of the Week Award. This recognition will go to a student athlete in the Milledgeville area whose stellar performance is worth being noted. GC360's first Stellar Standout of the Week Award goes to Javon Robinson. Javon Robinson, a sophomore running back for the GMC Bulldogs, led the team to a 52-6 victory over the College of DuPage. Robinson had a touchdown run to extend the Bulldog lead to 21-6. He leads the team with 6 touchdowns on the season. So congratulations, Mr. Robinson, on being this week's Stellar Standout. The Georgia College Frisbee team has been on campus for 11 years, but have you heard of them? You will now. GC360's Mallory Stinson introduces us to the team.
We're here today at the intramural field where the Georgia College Ultimate Frisbee team is practicing for their regional tournament this weekend. We'll take a look inside the team and talk to the coach, the president, and the 2 team captains.
Well, all of our guys are in the gym. Most of them are in there almost every day on their own. But then here at practice, we'll do full field scrimmaging, but we'll also do some small-sided things to work on individual skills, break down individual throwing mechanics, catching, strategy, anything that we need to do to prepare for any kind of situation we would see at the tournament.
Our team's best quality is we get out here 3 days a week and we get after it together. We spend 2 hours 3 days a week
We all go to the gym, you know, in the mornings or whenever we have time. We all have a buddy, and we come out here and, you know, we just everybody puts everything they have into it.
We travel across the country to play. Most of the time we like to stay in Georgia for the fall, which is our preseason, and our actual season in the spring. We'll travel as far as Ohio for nationals. This year it's going to be in Illinois.
The greatest benefit is the group of friends I made. I came out and I joined a brotherhood, basically. This is our own family, and we get out here, get after it, and we do well together.
Since we're Division III, we don't really have a rival because all of the other Division III schools are up north and out west. There are a few Division III teams in the southeast, but most of them are relatively new programs. They sprung up the past 2-3 years, and we've been around, I think this is our 11th year.
We do have a lot of our key players still here, and the rookies actually fit in really well right now. They have a little bit of experience in Frisbee. So I think by the time Nationals comes around in late spring, we'll be looking really good.
As you can see, the Ultimate Frisbee team has been working really hard in preparation for their tournament this weekend, as well as Nationals in the spring. So if you see any of these fellow Bobcats around campus, make sure to wish them the best of luck on their season. This is Mallory Stinson reporting for GC360.
Sports, as we all know, can have serious consequences on and off the field. Since the video surfaced on the internet of NFL star Ray Rice assaulting his wife, people have had a lot to say about it. Georgia College hosted a Times Talk last Wednesday during which students and faculty met for an open discussion about issues the case brought to light. Several people talked about the marginalization of women and a culture that rewards aggressive behavior in sports. Others debated whether or not Ray Rice's release from the NFL was justified. A few days before the Times Talk, Kenzie Morgan spoke with students around campus to see what they had to say about the Ray Rice issue.
It was terrible what he did. Honestly, according to the legal system, he should be in jail, but it's hard to call when his wife is still with him. I don't think the NFL did too well of a job with handling it the way they did.
I think so far he's been suspended and released of his contract, but I feel like definitely there should be more to it. He should face jail time.
I was also really appalled by the fact that he didn't do much when she was laying on the ground, and a lot of people walked by and I guess they assumed she was drunk or something like that, and he didn't really help her up, and you could see that her underwear was showing. Just pretty awful how he handled the whole situation afterwards.
And I especially don't agree with the media continuously playing over the video and publicizing this really traumatic moment for this woman and basically making her relive a nightmare every day.
That's all I've got for sports this week here on GC360. Up ahead, how people in Milledgeville are finding fresh food. That story when we come back.
In 1977, in Johannesburg, South Africa, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. By the age of 9, he was already outplaying him. The odds of this gentle lad winning the Junior World Golf Championships at the age of 14, 1 in 16 million. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the Open Championship once and the US Open Championship twice, 1 in 780 million. The odds of this professional golfer having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 88. Ernie Els encourages you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Milledgeville has a new tradition, an annual River Day. Community members and organizations gather to celebrate at the Oconee River Greenway. GC360's Carrie Ann O'Connor was there.
Heading out on the Oconee River for the first ever River Day.
Community members and students gathered at the Greenway on a beautiful September Saturday to celebrate all that the river has to offer. The Kiwanis Club of Milledgeville and several Georgia College and community organizations came together to sponsor the event.
Started with the Kiwanis River Rat Race, and we thought since we had all the people down at the river today for the river race, why not put on a festival and also have some river science projects so that people could learn about the river while they have a good time.
The River Rat Race started at 9 a.m. Participants kayaked or canoed downriver 4.5 miles.
A lot of people told us that after they finished the race, they felt like, now what? You know, like, now what do we do after? Like, we're still at this cool place. So Matt decided to make it a whole event of a day to appreciate the funny.
So there was a band.
I see trees of green.
And there were family activities including cornhole, face painting, and a coloring table. Science students from the Environmental Science Club showed off research they have conducted involving measuring the river's cleanliness. Everybody walked away from River Day with a smile and a new memory looking forward to next year's River Day. For GC360, this is Carrie Ann O'Connor.
Supermarkets aren't the only place in town to buy groceries. Milledgeville has a number of farmers markets. GC360's Kinsey Morgan visited one of them to learn why some people prefer them to the big stores for their grocery shopping.
Milledgeville has many local farmers that bring their produce to farmers markets around the area.
Most people who are coming are health conscious and are coming to find, a better product that's healthier, to eat better for their family. We bake about half of the wheat that goes into our flour is grown locally in Cochran, Georgia, and so it's a completely fresh, completely different product than what you'll get in a store.
This market is small and operates on Saturdays. Only a handful of sellers and buyers were on hand when GC360 visited. Shoppers who come are in tune with a farm-to-table movement that has grown in popularity in many places around the country.
Yeah, you can. It's a good way for me to bring my kids out and let them see how things get to their table. And I come here because I know where it's grown.
Some students come to the farmers market to support local business.
I try to stay away from the big corporations and try to buy as local as possible.
The market has a friendly atmosphere where many college students and citizens of Milledgeville enjoy coming to get fresh food. I'm Kinsey Morgan reporting for GC360.
Most of us are familiar with the Georgia College president, but who was the very first president and what building still carries his name? GC360's Sarah Ziegler takes us back in time to find out.
Dr. J. Harris Chappell was the first president of what we know now as Georgia College. Chappell served from 1891 until 1905 when the first classes began on campus. He presided over an institution called Georgia Normal and Industrial College. As the first president, Dr. Chappell helped create the earliest liberal arts curriculum for the college. He also oversaw the construction of the first buildings on campus, including Atkinson Hall. Dr. Chappell stepped down as president in 1905 due to ill health. He died of tuberculosis in 1906 and is buried in Memory Hill Cemetery. Chappell Hall was constructed in his honor in 1907. The building deteriorated over time, and a new Chappell Hall was built in its place in 1963. This is the Chappell Hall today, which is home to several classrooms and lecture halls, as well as a large dance studio for the dance minor program. Dr. J. Harris Chappell's memory lives on through Chappell Hall. That's your Georgia College History Minute on GC360. I'm Sarah Ziegler.
All right, now Cole, fall break is coming up soon. We've got Monday and Tuesday off, so a 4-day weekend.
Yeah,
what
we
are your
do.
plans?
I'm going home, and I'm
You're
getting
going
my
home?
clothes washed.
Mom's gonna wash all your clothes. I understand.
Yes, she is. How about you?
I'm actually gonna take this time to study. I have a huge busy semester, so I've got a really big paper due later that week. So I figure I can just take those few days and just kind of take my time and get it done.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm excited about that. I don't know if you should be excited about doing school activities, but
I don't know. On a break.
I've just kind of been all over the place this semester, so it's good to have those few days.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. I really hope that this fall weather kicks in soon because it's October now.
Yeah, I know. It's getting there.
First day of October.
Still kind of warm.
Yeah, I know. It's a little warm, especially when, you know, you want to bring out your fall cute clothes. I don't, you're probably not.
I kind of have the same
into that.
clothes.
Yeah. boys are boys. So, you know. I'm excited though. Are you going to Deep Roots?
I believe I am, actually.
Deep Roots is so much fun. I'm kind of disappointed I can't go this year. But Deep Roots is the most fun you'll have in Milledgeville ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really neat for all the community to kind of come out and everything like that. But we're excited, but that's our show for this week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joby Peoples.
And I'm Cole Rogers. We'll see you next week.